Hello and welcome to AUCTV. This is Marina Michel. The Princess Fawzia exhibit explores her contradiction through an in-depth study of official and media portrayals. The exhibit takes place from Wednesday, July 3, 2019 at 9 a.m. to Thursday, October 31, 2019 at 3 p.m. in the library, 3rd floor. All of her pictures and newspaper articles on her are presented in a framed glass box.
It's a beautiful exhibition to see because it really shows how our culture and history is able to portray and honor Princess Fawzia as a human. This is seen through all her charities, and especially the fact that she was able to marry the Shah of Iran and how she was able to integrate both cultures into one family. It's very amazing.
Princess Fawzia was a very active person. She had engaged in charities and she had inaugurated many hospitals in Tanta. Despite years of the abolition and of monarchy, Princess Fawzia is still an icon of true nobility. On to our next story. AUC students were seen gathered around a moving band and a dancing mascot across the plaza. This was the Mascot Sports Awareness Raising event, organized in order to gain new audiences for the university's teams. The event attracted all members of the AUC community. To ensure gaining the necessary visibility, some members of the student union held a big banner inviting students to join the event. The event included competitions and activities with the students exercising through dancing and interacting with the dancing mascot.
spread awareness to sports teams عشان السنة اللي فاتت كان في ناس بتيجي، بس احنا عايزين نزود بقى ونوري الناس بقى ان احنا الفرقة بتاعتنا قوية جدا في الباسكت، الكورة والفولي، السباحة، كل حاجة، الروينج حتى.
With such engagement and applauses, would the students hesitate before attending the next game? Furthermore, the high rate of violence against women in Egypt pushed the AUC Student Union to hold a self-defense session for girls on October 17th. Shadi Sharkis was the coach for this session, which was held during the assembly hour in the sports complex. Students who participated in this session learned basic moves to defend themselves towards physical harassment. Over 99.3% of Egyptian girls and women have experienced some sort of sexual harassment in their lives, according to a research done by the United Nations.
Was our last session as part of our sports-based theme, which was a self-defense class made for girls and trained by trainer Shadi Sarkis. The aim of this session is to empower girls and teach them how to self-defend themselves in different contexts and different situations by integrating some kickboxing techniques and skills.
Regardless of body size, strength, and training, any girl can learn self-defense techniques and do effective moves and stay safe. This is the most important tip that students knew in this class. Meanwhile, the student-led organization at AUC known as Entrepreneur Society hosted a yearly event called Made in Egypt. Made in Egypt was a great opportunity for Egyptian startups to showcase their products to AUC students. There were more than 70 various startups offering several products in cosmetics, accessories, and art. Some of these startups included Bubbles, Black Lotus, Golden Health, and Julud. The aim of this event was to spread entrepreneurial spirit among the AUC community and the Egyptian youth in general. It also promoted the idea of independence and creativity.
Is an exhibition hosted by Entrepreneur Society alongside the Alumni Office. It's basically hosted to give startups a chance to make some profits, showcase the products to the AUC community, whether faculty, staff, students, whoever is there on that day. And get featured in some of the videos, maybe get more exposure to the new products that they have. This year we have around 70 startups, which is actually a great number of startups. Most of them launched their business between 2017 and 2019, which is exactly what we're looking for. The ideas are fresh, unique. We have some startups that have really good ideas that are out of the box. The reach is quite amazing. I didn't expect these amount of students to come and shop or to come and interact and network with the people. That's it basically. Thank you.
Students were highly encouraged to attend this event to get a whole new experience in networking and shopping as well. In addition, this week AUC welcomed more than 2,000 students from over 40 schools in Egypt for the Junior Cairo International Model United Nations Conference in New Cairo. JCI-MUN is an annual high school level conference where students take part in diplomatic simulations and are exposed to the work of the United Nations. AUC students played a big role by moderating hands-on cooperative sessions for student delegates and trainings on negotiation, public policy, public speaking, international law, and debating.
We're so excited. We decided that we're going to do like our best to win the competition. So we decided that we're going to do our best.
Each delegate represents a country and negotiates opposite points of views, experiences, challenges, and expands his or her knowledge on world problems. High school students from over 40 schools in Egypt came to AUC to learn and create memories in a conference simulation. Moving on Monday, the 28th, a Marsh pep rally was organized during assembly. The march was organized by the SU and the SAC to cheer AUC's athletes on their upcoming tournaments. It was composed of beep marching, band roaming campus, with AUC's Eagle mascot present and several members of the SAC. The march was surrounded by many onlookers, quite a few of which engaged by dancing and recording the pep rally.
Marsh was a collaboration between the Student Union and SAC, the Student Athlete Committee. It was basically aiming to collect more support and tell more people about the sector's competitions that is happening recently, because people don't really come to cheer to the AUC athletes, even though we have the matches on our field, but we really need their support. We need people to come and cheer, because it's very nice to hear cheering, and it makes people more excited to win and do more for people that are around them.
Sector tournaments are happening late November and early December. Whether the march will affect student turnout is still to be seen. And finally, on Monday, October 28th, Sleep and Development in Youth talk was held in Thames Welvelen Lounge during the period from 1 to 2 p.m., having Professor Mona Sheikh as its guest speaker. Sheikh is a human development professor at Auburn University. She received her undergraduate degree in psychology from AUC and her PhD in lifespan developmental psychology from West Virginia University.
I think the lecture told me the different factors why people tend to sleep less, especially in young adults and young people, and it was interesting knowing that how parents and conflicts between parents affect the sleep cycle of children and young adults, and that's it.
Talk, Sheikh addressed relations between sleep adaptation and maladaptation across mental health and cognitive functions of the brain. These functions occur over the course of development from childhood through adolescence. The event had approximately 35 students attending from different majors and areas of study. As mentioned by Sheikh, the National Institute of Health NIH revealed that there is a high percentage of sleep insufficiency and poor sleep quality among youth worldwide, affecting their mental and psychological capabilities. She also mentioned the lack of concentration is one of the consequences of insufficient sleep. And now moving on to the interview. If lack of boundaries invites lack of respect, then surely the excess of them invites the deepest of respect. Humans crossed oceans and reached the moon. Humans proved that limits are only what we think of as barriers. In Beethoven's footsteps, he followed his passion to the max and let the music lead him even when he was not able to hear its guidance, as he felt music. Today, I would love to welcome a talented 22-year-old music composer, sound mixing and mastering engineer, Muhammad Al-Alfi. Hello, Muhammad.
Hello.
So first, Muhammad, how did it all start? What instrument you started with?
It all started since I was 16 years old, and the first instrument that I played was piano.
And why piano?
Because it's the master of the instruments.
Sorry?
The master of all instruments.
It's the master, okay.
Yes.
So now you still only play piano, or you play other instruments?
No, I play other instruments virtually.
How?
On a MIDI, I just play the piano and then I convert the sound to a guitar, a synthesizer, or whatever I like.
Okay, and can you please just give us a glimpse about what's the difference between a sound mixing and mastering engineer?
It's all in one, like mixing is how I combine the vocals and balance it.
Okay.
I balance the music with the vocals, I balance the background vocals with the main vocals, and try to make a different idea than the reference that I'm working on.
And how that differ from mastering?
Mastering is how I make the audio pump, like sounds harsh, warm, hot, surround, mono, stereo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Muhammad, you suffered from hearing loss for a while,
Yes.
and you produced music
Yes.
throughout this period of your life.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about this very challenging period of your life, but after this very short video.
Fuck it. I ain't got no time just to rock it. Niggas, hold on to the match when I'm back and I see just stop it. I need of the users. Never be on to be useless. Popping the crack on the table and taking some sniffers to reach out the dosage. Addicted to the victim and a crime scene with around me, but I gotta see those MCs that I killed and I eat on breakfast meal. That it has to be something up to the deal. Niggas.
So let's talk about your hearing loss experience.
Yes.
Why did this happen?
Actually, it was like because the water just get inside of my ears for a long time and I just don't take it out. I just leave it till it dries. So it's like a lot of wax inside of my ears and it just
Blocked your the drum of
it.
your ear.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
and how long did it
About
continue?
6 months, I guess.
6 months. And you composed music throughout this period?
Yeah, I composed music and I mixed music, I mastered music, I even sang music. So
You sang?
yeah.
Okay, so by a pencil in his mouth and like that is very attached to the sound of the instrument he played, Beethoven felt the vibrations and could recognize his music. What was your tool to understand the music that you've been playing even while you're not hearing it?
My hands and my eyes.
How did it
Stretching the vocals. Actually, I've been working for about 11 years or something like that. So
Okay. You had a wide experience by then.
yes, for just looking at the vocals, I can see if this is right or wrong. If it got distorted, clips, clicks, have some white noise, have a lot of itches, yeah, I can see the difference. Plus, I have a frequency reader, so I know where the vocals are going, I know how the sound goes, and I have levels.
So also technology helps
Yes,
you.
yeah, it helps a lot. Plus, the table, I use it to manage the basses. The bass in the song, the bass in the vocals, I just put my hand on the table and just sense it.
Okay. So you felt it
Yes,
by your hands and by your eyes.
yeah,
So finally, Muhammad, this is your birthday.
yeah.
So wish, or in other words, tell us about your goals for this coming year.
Actually, this year I'm working on a lot of video clips, a lot of music to produce for about 30 songs, I guess. Yeah. And I'm trying to manage it to make it on the top lead.
Okay, thank you so much, Mohammed. It was very inspiring having you today with us, and this is really, I guess, would be very beneficial for anybody who can who have barriers in their lives and towards their dreams. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching.